Stirring the Pot podcast.
I came up off of the political party thing when Obama got elected. As I watched his presidency come go through, I saw that um, to be the first acknowledged black president, I'm thinking, yo, he gonna release some people that need to be released.
Yeah.
I thought like as soon as he get in there, he was gonna start working on things so that the end of his
Yeah.
presidency,
Yeah.
like
For black people.
a lot of people was going, a lot of things that was wrong was gonna get right because he was in office. And if it didn't, I was gonna see that he was just playing a part in
And
an
the big agenda. Uh-huh.
So that's what I saw. So it made me be like, yo, because I'm a person that know history by dates and events and names,
Uh-huh.
I know that parties, political parties, play a big part in the electoral college, and that our votes don't determine who wins the election.
Right. Right.
And
So,
if
can I ask a question?
if the Republicans were the ones that were in favor of helping doing Reconstruction and like in favor of black people being a part of the economy and different things like that at one time, and then all of a sudden it shifted and Democrats was supposed to be for so-called black people.
Uh-huh.
I just can see the pot being turned for one agenda, and that's to control people through media
Uh-huh.
for industry,
Mm.
which the Civil War was for over industry and not slavery.
Mm.
Bottom line is, the Native Americans are not Native Americans because the Native Americans, their word and the name came from a political party called the Native Americans.
Oh, shit. I ain't
So,
know that.
bottom line is,
I ain't know that.
once you find out information and apply it to everyday life, it's hard to be bamboozled by what they put out here to control the masses.
Hey, I got a question for you. Do you consider Kanye as being anti-Semitic?
Because I know history and events and dates and names, Semitic is what we are.
Mm.
So how can you be anti yourself?
Uh.
It's been said.
It's been said.
The problem with Kanye and Kyrie Irving
Uh-huh.
is that they spoke on powerful people that don't want to be
Spoken
exposed.
on. Uh-huh.
That's it.
So what's up with LeBron, man? Like, why if LeBron didn't have nothing nice to say? You know, your mama say when you were little, man, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, right? So if he didn't have nothing nice to say, why would he speak on that? Did they put him up to doing that, or do you think that he just did it on his own to stop the movement of what Kyrie had going on? And
I
Kyrie,
think he wanted to let them folks know
he was on their side.
not to leave him alone, not mess with his stuff.
But what he did, he didn't have a dog in the fight with that though.
He do got a dog in the fight.
How?
He got a school.
But that didn't have nothing to do with him. That's what Kyrie said.
Alone.
Huh?
If they start messing with him.
Yeah, okay, but look, this what I'm saying. He didn't
It's
have
like
nothing
when
to
I
do.
didn't do nothing, Master did it. I'm good, right, Master?
So he one of them. That's what he turned into. He wasn't like that a few years ago when they were telling his ass to shut up and dribble.
They just started letting us be millionaires and billionaires and stuff, right? So bottom line is, right?
Did they just start letting us?
Yes.
Or was we
Yes,
just able to obtain?
because ask any one of them, is it in their contract that they ain't supposed to help black people once they get rich?
You think it is?
Come on. Why they don't do it? During the civil rights movement, you didn't have all these millionaire and billionaire black people. If you did back then, if it was millionaire and billionaire black people doing the civil rights movement, can you imagine it? Like they had their promise before they got $20 million. Before they got in the $20 million club, they done went to them parties. They done had them meetings and them dinners to see if they would understand that if we give you this monetary power, are you gonna get with the other people we gave monetary
And
power
bring them up too.
and bring up the people that don't have the knowledge or discernment to even handle this much responsibility?
All right, so let me ask you a question. I see you got a picture of Pac on your sweater, right? If they consider Kanye and Kyrie anti-Semitic, Nick Cannon, they consider him anti-Semitic. Tip, T.I. Don't you think that Tupac would have been the beginning? I'm just saying, if that's a such thing as for black people to be anti-Semitic, don't you think that Pac would have been the beginning of anti-Semitism then? In the hip hop culture. In the hip hop culture.
On the end, well, on the beginning of Pop and Big's rise to power in the industry, is a Jewish person right there. He died when he changed his mind about being compliant with that. The program that was designed by J. Edgar Hoover for the FBI to stop the Messiah, the person with the magnetic personality that go pull everybody together and teach them so they teach everybody else. They're going to prevent that by any means. That's in a memo.
On God. Hold on one second before you continue. Yo, if y'all don't know who we're talking to right now, we're talking to Louis Bill, you know what I'm saying, Billiam the Grind,
Beef
you know what I'm saying?
TV.
Beef and Broccoli TV. Y'all go check that out, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it rocking. All right, go back to what you were saying, King.
It's far from the beginning dealing with pop, but in the hip hop industry, probably. But the thing about it is, the powers that be are the powers that be. We can't do nothing about it if we don't accumulate power.
And how do we do that?
The word is accumulate. That means together, pull together.
Right. Yeah, okay. So, all right. So with that being said, though, right?
If we don't take
accountability,
the initiative to pull together and accumulate power, we cannot combat the power.
And I get that, right? But before we can take initiative, right?
You supposed to know you can't say nothing about them people. If you do it, whatever happened to you, happened to you. What's supposed to happen after somebody have the courage to stand up and say something is we supposed to rally behind them. Ain't nobody supposed to be able to tell us they crazy, none of that shit. If they crazy, we crazy. Fuck that shit. We gonna do what we gotta do for the.
Yeah, but when you got other rich millionaires and billionaires, the ones that they pay to come out and say that you crazy, sometimes when those people are your faves, you know what I'm saying? When those athletes are your faves, like you got Shaq that coming out and saying that Kyrie is an idiot. You got motherfucking Charles Barkley coming out talking crazy. When you looking at these people, people are our childhood heroes though.
What you got is somebody that don't want to be broke again.
Can you blame them for not wanting to be broke?
Well, I'm almost a half a century.
But that's why I say if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing. They didn't even have to speak on it, right?
I'm almost a half a century. And all depend on what you say broke is. I've been broke my whole life.
Ain't we all?
So to not want to be broke again, like I'm pretty sure I'll have a bunch of money if I didn't have any inhibitions about myself and I could do the things that people do and live with myself afterwards
Right.
for that money.
Right.
If I ain't look at this
Right.
Rolls Royce I got
Right.
and can picture some crazy thing happening
Right.
that I can't live with.
Right.
Like, okay.
Go ahead and be honest. Go and say what that shit is, man. I know what you're getting at.
I ain't gonna do that. People know.
People know.
I probably would have a lot
I
of
want to
money
say it.
if I was able to open myself up to things like that and not have any regret or feel some kind of way about myself because of what I stand for or whatever. Like, if that's the case, okay. You know what I'm saying? But when you say, okay, if I know if I say something about these people in this kind of way,
they're going to backfire.
They're going to take everything away from me. But I've been
there before.
I've been there before. So, like, do I want to keep this stuff? And then every time something happens, I can't speak up for it no matter how I feel. I can't help nobody because you know what I'm saying? For no reason. If I do, I gotta explain myself to these people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or
why you help your one of your somebody else from your ethnicity start a business.
Yeah. Why are you picking these people up around here?
Right.
Doing that takes money away from us.
Right. Right.
And we the people that made you be able to live like you live.
Right.
So why you go up against us?
So they feel like any type of power structure that you give to your own people is going against their power structure.
Yep, because it could potentially shift status quo.
If you help enough people.
Mm-hmm.
So
that sparked them to have an attitude to help other people.
So that just made me think about something, right? You know, allegedly, YSL was doing all that shit in the streets for all them years, right? Mm. Nobody started fucking with them people until they started getting people out of jail that had non-criminal offenses. They started bonding people out, trying to help out the community, started trying to buy land and shit. You know what I'm saying? When Thor bought that damn land and said he was going to turn that shit into Slime City, them folks said, oh, hell no.
Like I said, they just now start letting us be millionaires and shit. Like, you got people like Sam Cooke that was getting with other record execs like Barry Gordy and
teaming up
for to make their own distribution.
Yeah.
Then you dead. Yeah, it is mysterious.
Yeah.
And then they spin the story.
Did you see? And I ain't even gonna count, right? This one of my, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little biased, man. This, you know what I'm saying? I know we ain't even from the same place, you know what I'm saying? But check it out, right? One of my down south heroes is T.I., man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you saw that doggone thing he just did. This Charleston White.
I heard about it. I ain't even want to watch it.
Yo, the man is a rapper, yo.
You can't deny him.
Man.
You can't deny him.
Just what you were saying? Because that shit is amazing.
I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that start out trying to stand up for black people, right? But then when you do, all of a sudden 30 bitches saying you raped them. I'm sorry, my bad. I went too far, too fast. All right. So Bill Cosby wanted to buy the damn TV network, right? So they say he was fucking with a 14-year-old at the Playboy Bunny Mansion, right? But nobody asked him what the fuck the 14-year-old was doing now. All right,
it's
man.
obvious. It's obvious the way that things are in the world. If you got enough power, you do anything you want.
But everybody
it's about power.
That's black. That has power that we concerned, that we think has power has no power when it comes to them.
When you transcend color, you break barriers. O.J. Simpson said he wasn't black, he was O.J.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing Tyler Perry just said about his kids.
Until you
Can you believe Tyler Perry said that about his kids off of all the money he made off of black church people?
Until you transcend color, you are stuck in a box of oppression. The man said he wasn't black, he was OJ until he got put on trial. No, for real, like, power is power, man. If you was the man on here right now, you'll dare anybody contest it. You'll execute anybody going against it. Straight like that. Like, bottom line is, if you powerful enough to run the yard, you can't have anybody contest it. So,
and whoever contest
you ain't doing nothing based off of right and wrong. You doing it based off of, if I let
maintaining your power.
Yup.
So right or wrong don't matter once you get to a certain level. That's what you're saying? So none of you politicians and shit feel like they doing nothing wrong.
Nope.
So what the fuck are they there for?
The only way you can feel like you did something wrong is if you can get consequences for it.
But if everybody else doing it, ain't nobody getting no consequences.
It ain't wrong, even though it's wrong. That's what beef and broccoli is. Beef and broccoli is the blood sacrifice, vitamins and nutrients essential to create and maintain life. In other words, in layman's terms, that's saying in order for something to live, something must die. Beef and broccoli. If you have one without the other, you don't have a meal, you still hungry. Yeah, you got to put the rice with it too. What's that, the grain?
That's the grain.
So if you ain't got no rice, you went against the grain, you still hungry.
Went against the grain if you ain't have no rice.
So, bottom line is, what you need to do is figure out what's most important to you and try to maintain that and secure that. And if that grows into something, you're going to see somebody coming around, snooping around, trying to see how come you got so much power and how much you got things under control. And they're going to try to antagonize that. And it's up to you to be able to fend that attack off. Grab whoever was left and make them roll with you. That's all it is to it. That's what they do. That's what we do. But it ain't no we if it ain't no us. And it ain't no I and team.
But it's a me in it.
It's a me and me.
And it's a me and team. That what Kobe told Shaq.
You know what? All that.
I'm just saying.
Whatever it is, at the end of it, if you all right with it, that's all that matters. You could have killed 100 people and they get ready to put you in the electric chair. And if when you sit down in the electric chair, you're like, that's what I did. I'm sorry if you thought what I was doing was wrong, but how many of y'all in here can actually sit here and say y'all didn't do nothing wrong? I did what I did because that's what I wanted to do, and I'm willing to suffer the consequences for it. So what now? What you gonna say?
Light them up, boys.
What you gonna say? What you gonna say afterwards, though? You gonna say that motherfucker went out standing on what he believed in. And the crazy part about that is that if they showed you that, it'll inspire other people to kill 100 people just because they could take the consequences for it. That's how crazy we is in this society.
Oh yeah, all the motherfucking serial killers are heroes.
Like
all the gangsters are heroes.
You can't catch nobody else if you don't study them. So bottom line is, it's a circle of life.
They've been motherfucking mobster, gangster heroes since motherfucking
the bank robbers and all that stuff. These is
these are people that they praise. You know how many motherfucking shows about motherfucking
the companies that got started in this country from cotton and tobacco. The companies that got started from that. got started off the backs of the people that did the work for free. And all of those people are rich because they was able to make people work for free. And they kept that wealth. And they did whatever they had to do to keep that wealth. When us as a people is so selfish and divided that we wouldn't be able to do what they did. All we got to do is look at what they did, and we wouldn't think that was wrong what they did to us. Because if you was in their position, if you was the person running stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like dictators and stuff like that, they had to sign off on a list of people that needed to be locked up and executed. Just imagine sitting there and the stroke of your pen is somebody's life. Like they had to do that, because if they didn't do that, then somebody else was going to take it over. And ain't no telling how the people was going to live with them in power.
Yeah.
Like when you get to that point, you want the lesser of the two evils. But both of them evil. Like, let's just be real with these things, man. People leave their children places for to get hurt because they was worried about what they wanted to do. That ain't no us. That ain't no we. They was worried about what they wanted to do. So since they was with this dude somewhere or with this girl somewhere, and let
the house caught on fire and burned,
stay at the house and get watched by other people.
Yeah.
Like, now you dealing with all these damaged people because they got left somewhere. Like, let's just face up to it, man. How the hell are we going to protest about people doing something to us? Like, why keep doing that? Why don't we just stop doing stuff to each other and band together and form a way, just like they did? You'll notice that if you did that, it's going to be people in your circumference that you're going to have to take out too, because they're going to be the weeds that's inside your garden that's going to make it not be what it need to be in your vision. So they got to get moved out the way. Like, just imagine if you ran things, what responsibility did that hold? How heavy is that crown that you got on? Because in order to keep things good for everybody that's around, everybody that's in your kingdom, you got to weed out things. You got to stop people from trying to take over just because they want to take over. They trying to take over, but they don't even have the capacity to run things consistently for the next 100 years. So why should they be in power just because they was able to backdoor me?
Right.
Like,
so then you got to kill them.
Look at what those people have to go through to run things, man. All the economy, the payrolls, all the.
You don't know who we're talking to? We're talking to King Louis Bill, a.k.a. Billiam the Grind, Beef and Broccoli TV. Y'all check that out. You watching Stirring the Pot podcast with King Cleve, and we doing the most. We the top 1% or the bottom 5. Fuck with it live.
Yo, to wrap this up, man, in a nutshell, like, pause, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
why nigga gotta pause everything, God?
Because the vocabulary has widened, and the words that we speak now don't have the same meanings as they used to have. As time go along, our words, the definitions of them change based off of progress in life. So when you say certain things that pertain to other things, if somebody wanted to edit what I was saying and make it sound like I was saying something crazy, they can't really do that if I say a pause right after that. Like, that's where that came from. It's interviewing purposes. It's for soundbite purposes. Like, you don't want nobody to think you saying something you weren't saying, or nobody to be able to cut it up and make it look like you said something you wasn't saying. Like, people can do anything they want to do out here, and that's what I was saying. Wrap this up. It's like this right here. You know that they came up with systems to program us.
Absolutely.
Once you know, it's up to you to act like you know and act accordingly, or just keep on living like you was when you didn't know. And that's all it is to it. Once you learn something, you need to learn how to apply it. If you can't do that, you really have no room to speak on nobody else or speak up for any event or anything that happened that would showed injustice because you are unjust with yourself. And it starts with yourself. Get yourself right and then go outside and try to mingle. Get yourself right and go outside and do things. If you can't get yourself right, stay your ass in the house, man.
Cause that's how niggas get killed. Stirring the Pot podcast, King Louis Bill. You also in the mix with your boy King Cleve. We doing the shit, and that's what it is. We out.